As the African American population in Olympia stands at approximately 3% or 1,700 African American residents, their contributions are an essential part of Olympia's story and the diversity and strength of our city.
Mayor Payne noted that looking out at the audience, he could see that progress has been made just by the faces in the audience.
We were just holding the Pan-African flag, or what's sometimes referred to as the Black Liberation flag.
So next was a proclamation recognizing Black History Month.
Our next agenda item, which is item 2B, which is also a special recognition proclamation recognizing Black History Month. And we also have a shared reading of the proclamation this evening, beginning with Councilmember Cooper.
Whereas the City of Olympia recognizes the importance of honoring the history, heritage, and achievements of African Americans throughout our nation and local community. And whereas in 1915, Dr. Carter Godwin Woodson, noted Black scholar and son of formerly enslaved people, founded the Association for the Study of African American Life and History and initiated Black History Week on February 12, 1926, which expanded and was established as Black History Month in 1976. And
whereas Black History Month is a time to recognize and celebrate the many contributions and accomplishments of African Americans in all fields, including but not limited to arts, education, science, civil rights, labor, healthcare, technology, and the economy. And it is also a time to focus on the continued need to dismantle racism and build a community that lives up to its democratic ideals. And
whereas the 2025 Black History Month theme, African Americans in Labor, highlights the transformational work of African Americans throughout the United States in a variety of fields. And whereas notable African American residents have shaped the city's history, including individuals like William Owen Bush, one of the first legislators elected in 1889, and pioneer agriculturalist who helped establish the Western Washington Industrial Association and an agricultural college, now known as Washington State University. And
whereas the African American population in Olympia stands at approximately 3% or 1,700 African American residents, and their contributions are an essential part of Olympia's story and the diversity and strength of our city. And
whereas it is important to acknowledge the achievements, joy, and resilience of African Americans while also recognizing the ongoing work necessary to ensure equal opportunities for all people in Olympia, acknowledging the systemic racism perpetrated by individuals in our nation's government through slavery, segregation, mass incarceration, police brutality, and health and economic disparity. And whereas the City of Olympia remains committed to fostering an inclusive, diverse, and equitable community where all residents' differences are respected and celebrated. And
now, therefore, be it resolved that the Olympia City Council does hereby proclaim the month of February 2025 as Black History Month in the City of Olympia, and encourage all Olympians to recognize and honor the African American experience and work toward a nation where all people have equal opportunity to thrive. Signed in the City of Olympia, Washington, this 11th day of February 2025, Olympia City Council, Dante Payne, Mayor.
And the proclamation was accepted by youth from Olympia High School. They shared their experiences and thoughts about the importance of the contributions of Black individuals throughout history and the progress that's been made. They also noted that Black History Month should not be a time to only reflect on the past, but a call to action for the work we need to do moving forward once again. And I was struck by one comment from one of the students. When we celebrate Black History Month, we are not only honoring the past, but also committing to a better future one where diversity is embraced, voices are heard, and justice is pursued.
And now we have some local public school students who are here this evening to receive the proclamation and also come forward to share a few words. So please make your way to the podium. And before you begin, on behalf of the council, I just want to express our gratitude to you for being here tonight. Thank you. It's important for our youth to see you here.
Yes, thank you very much. Hi, I'd like to start off. My name is Jack Flores, and these are other students. We are local students on our behalfs. We'd like to thank Miss Olivia, a part of Equity, Culture, and Belonging program, for inviting us, along with the mayor and the council members and the guests that are here today. I would like to start off with my friend Alaji here with his introduction and his speech. Thank you.
For the record, my name is Olaji and I am a student locally. Honorable Mayor, esteemed council members, and distinguished guests. Growing up, I didn't fully understand the significance of my African heritage. While my father taught me about our culture, it wasn't until I visited Africa for the first time that I truly grasped its depth. There, I experienced a profound sense of community and respect that deeply connected me to something larger than myself. However, when I returned home, I was reminded of my difference. My accent, my skin color, and appearance made me a target for casual racism. For the first time, I felt the sting of prejudice in jokes and comments which left me feeling marginalized. Despite these challenges, I found strength. 2 years ago, I joined a mentorship program that helped me embrace my identity and realize that I am enough, regardless of others' ignorance. Throughout this program, I learned that my worth is not defined by how others see me. Today, I stand proudly knowing that racism may try to diminish our light, but we have the power to rise above it. My journey is just beginning, and I am confident in the purpose I carry forward.
Okay. I'd like to introduce myself again. I am Jack Flores. I am a local student in Olympia. And for my speech today, I would like to talk about some of the not racial experiences I have had, but I have felt and dealt with the emotions my friends have explained to me about racial profiling and other things. Something one of my friends mentioned to me today that they would like to see in the community is they still want to keep Black History Month, but they don't see why we only learn Black history in 1 month. Why is it not integrated into our world history? Because it is a part of a world history. It is not separate. It should not be segregated just like other things have been. I have been enjoying my time in the student mentor program. They invited me because I became very active in the Latinx program because I am Hispanic and that is my heritage. After I joined the student mentor program and met Alaji, Benny, and these other students of either color or different races, it made me feel very welcomed and happy that we are trying to make changes around Olympia and these school districts so that students have safe spaces and so that we all can belong together and be equal rather than separate. That is all. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Benny. I am a local high school student and part of the student mentorship program. Black History Month is a time to not only uplift Black voices, but also reflect on the work we must continue to do in order to address equity within our community. This month serves as a reminder of the contributions of Black individuals throughout history and the progress we've made, but it also highlights the ongoing struggles that many still face. I'm grateful to the Council for recognizing the importance of Black voices with this proclamation, and I deeply appreciate the acknowledgement of the work being done by students in our community. It is my hope that the Council continues to support initiatives like student mentorship programs, which gives us the confidence to use our voices to push for positive change. I believe it is important that we continue to create opportunities for young people to speak freely and openly about the issues that matter to them. Black History Month should not just be a time to reflect on the past, but also a call to action for the work we need to do moving forward. Once again, thank you for this time to reflect on the significance of Black History Month. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Macy, and I'm a student here in the Olympia School District. Black History Month is a time to recognize and honor the contributions, struggles, and achievements of Black Americans who have shaped our country, including right here in Olympia. Too often, Black history has been overlooked, minimalized, and left out of the mainstream narrative. But this month provides an opportunity to reflect on the resilience and impact of our Black leaders, artists, activists, and even everyday citizens who have helped build and strengthen our communities. By acknowledging this history, we ensure that the full American story is told, one that includes both the struggles against injustice and the triumphs of progress. In Olympia, recognizing Black History Month means more than just reflection. It requires meaningful engagement. We must support our Black businesses, uplift Black voices in our schools and institutions, and create spaces where Black history is taught and celebrated all year round with world history. Our city is home to educators, artists, and advocates working to build a more just and inclusive community, and their contributions deserve to be acknowledged. By making Black history visible and valued, we take steps toward a future where equity and representation are at the forefront of our policies and practices. Black history is not separate from Olympia and the world's history, it's deeply woven into it. When we celebrate Black History Month, we are not only honoring the past, but also committing to a better future, one where diversity is embraced, voices are heard, and justice is pursued. Let us use this month as a catalyst for action, ensuring that Black history and contributions are recognized, but not just in February, but in every day of the year. Thank you.
Mayor Payne noted that looking out at the audience, he could see that progress has been made just by the faces in the audience. But there's much more work that needs to be done. And he noted that it's really important for young community members to be in council chambers and engage with local government and inspire their peers to show up as well.
Right. Speaking of emerging leaders, those students were all members of the Olympia School District Student Mentor Program. They were a sharp group, right? And one of them even mentioned that he, in his conversations with another student, were wondering why is it a month? Why isn't it all the time? Isn't it just part of history and American history? And so I thought that was pretty telling as well.
That's awesome.
Thank you all so much. That was wonderful. It's so important that you're here and so symbolic for a lot of reasons why you're here. But first, before you go, any comments from the council? Mayor Pro Tem Nguyen, followed by Councilmember Gilman.
Hi, welcome to Chambers. I'm Ian, and I so enjoyed hearing from each of you. I wasn't sure who was going to show up or which students specifically, and I think whatever we did it right. I'm so glad that you all chose to come here. I'm so glad that we have folks that are Black, that hopefully also celebrate Black History Month themselves and celebrate their heritage. And also we have students that are not Black, also talking about the importance of Black History Month. I also hear not only sort of celebratory words from all of you, but also a bit of a challenge, I think, is to let this not be the only thing that we do, right? And I'm so glad that the City of Olympia does more than our annual proclamations. And I also hear that we can continue doing more. So thank you for bringing your voices, for bringing your perspectives, and I think we hear you. And also Black History Month is a big deal, and that's so lovely that we're here celebrating right now. Thank you.
Councilmember Gilman.
Thank you each for your comments. And you are certainly enough. You are more than enough. You're a blessing for this community. And we're just really glad to hear your reflections and your challenges to us as we celebrate Black History Month this February. And I also want to give a shout out to the not so pop-up, but almost permanent Black History Museum at New Life Baptist Church, because each year it gets set up a little bit more robust and amazing. And I think one of the biggest, it's every Saturday afternoon from 1 to 4, it's open to the broader community. And one of the biggest gifts is several community members bring their collection of art, of books, of news clippings, and have created tabletop displays to give you a window into brilliant, politically aware Black community members who are willing to share some of their journey and the struggle. And it's amazing. Go check it out.
Thank you. Any additional comments? So, as I was saying, it's so symbolic that you're here for lots of reasons. So I'm going to take us back a little bit since we're talking about Black History Month. And I believe, Mr. Flores, you mentioned that there isn't, that there's 1 month where we learn this history. And I think because of that, there's a lot of history that we don't know. And so, for example, I'm going to bring it back home here to Olympia and mention Charles Mitchell again, who was a 13-year-old boy who was enslaved here in Olympia. And not very many people know this about the city of Olympia, especially as the 42nd state in the Union. We often think that slavery didn't exist in the Pacific Northwest, but in fact it did. Charles was a wedding present to those who, quote, owned him. And we make it all the way here today. And I see your faces, you can look at my face, I see other faces out here in this room, and it speaks to the progress we've made, but it also has us reflect on how much further we have to go, because I hear some of your words as you're reflecting that it's not all peachy and it's not over, right? We still have a lot of work we need to do, which is why you see the City of Olympia taking so many different actions and steps towards bringing more equity and equality to our community, because there's so much more important work we have to do that is a legacy of discrimination and racism, not just here in our community, but across the country and across the world, frankly. And so I just thank you for being here, being youth representatives. I think it's important for our young community members to see you in this space, to be engaged with your local government and inspire your peers to be here as well. So thank you so much. Happy Black History Month. And I also have the proclamation here for you signed. And if you are willing to come and join us for a photo, we'd love to do that. Thank you. Thank you all so much again. And thank you, Olivia Salazar-Dubrow, for your work and leadership to get our students here to join us tonight. Thank you so much. We were just holding the Pan-African flag, or what's sometimes referred to as the Black Liberation flag. And just really briefly, what it means: the red symbolizes the struggle of Black or African-American people. Obviously, the black stripe is for Black Americans, and the green is for prosperity and economic growth and looking forward to a prosperous future. So that's the symbolism of the flag that we were just holding.